Jari Litmanen has had an amazing career. An international for over 20 years, he was voted Finland's golden player by UEFA and has played at some of Europe's top clubs, including FC Barcelona, Liverpool FC and AFC Ajax, with whom he lifted the UEFA Champions League in 1995. Looking back, how does he assess the clubs, coaches and players he's learnt from the most over the years?
Of course, every country is different. Even inside the countries there are differences between the clubs, the cities. I have played six countries, so every country football is different. The style of playing is different. The culture is different. So of course, I have learned most during my first period at Ajax Amsterdam. 92-99, so after that I have learned less, but I have seen the differences between those countries and clubs. I have had quite a lot of coaches in Finland abroad, and like I already said it earlier, the most I have learned as a football player was my first period at Ajax 92-99, and first 5 years Louis van Gaal was my coach, and that's the period I have been most successful as an individual, but also with my team and with my club. So Louis van Gaal has been the most influenced coach for me, and the best coach I have had, and then of course in the early years in youth my father was my coach, so he has been important when I was still a youngster, and some other trainers as well, but those two are the biggest reasons that I'm what I am. I have had quite many good players. The first year at Ajax was Dennis Bergkamp, something really special. I have learned a lot. Frank Rijkaard 2 years, Ajax. Then of course, if you're playing with Luis Figo and Rivaldo, they were 2 years in a row best players in Europe. There is always something special coming. So you're just waiting on when it's coming.
Litmanen's legacy on Finnish football is certainly assured. The first Finn to really be a success in Europe, he was a role model to thousands of youngsters who previously had no one to aspire to. This is a point not lost on Finland coach Stuart Baxter.
Well, I think it's massive. I think it's very, very important. I think in terms of Jari, Sami, and a few of the other senior players, they are very good role models, and I think it would be important for us to retain their services within the national setup in some way. And I think the young players, even in the team that play alongside them now, I'm sure that they find it a massive advantage. Both the visualisation aspects, where they look at them and they imagine themselves doing the things that they're doing, and the benefits of the advice, the arm around the shoulders, you walking off the training, that sort of thing. But it's very, very important for us, especially when we don't have the numbers. We have to maximise the people that we have.
We have been very lucky to have good idols. Jari Litmanen certainly is so well known, and he's a good person, and he has always been available for the national team, and he still continues playing well. So it's so important. Every small boy knows him, and even girls, and we have other good idols too, like our captain at the moment, Sami Hyypiä, and others. So we are very happy about it.
I think that he is like a wall breaker. So he broke a wall, he went to Europe, and once he was one of the best players in Europe. And it was very, very strange for Finnish people that ice hockey has been #1 in Finland, and now the most famous player is a football player. and one of the most talented player in Europe is Finnish player.
Now in the twilight of his career, Litmanen has gone back to where it all began, in Lahti, where he's passing on his wealth of experience to the next generation of wannabe superstars.
Of course, I'm now playing in Lahti, where I'm coming from, and then I'm most experienced player of the team. There are a lot of young players, so I try to give something for them during the trainings and the games, or talking to them, but not too much, because if they get too much things, they don't get anything. So I just try to big moment where I can give 1-2 things what they can then think about, and in the end it's always every player is different, thinking differently, playing differently, doing things differently. So everybody have weaknesses and strength. But I mean, I try to give some, for examples, how I'm training or preparation, how my preparation is for the trainings or games, or how my focus is, or giving some for examples, and then sometimes saying some things. That's the way I have got it as well. I mean, I have been also a young player, and I have got some advice from the older experienced players at Reipas, where I started, then at Ajax. So I think that's the way it goes.